One of the most expensive mistakes that I see cryptocurrency investors making time and time again is being too busy to slow down and have some kind of exit plan. You got to sit down and think about it, man. You're either going to be considered one of the lucky ones who get rich and stay rich, or you'll be the person stressed out, crying into your empty crypto wallet, having watched your 6 figures, maybe 7 figures, maybe more evaporate into thin air because you got too greedy. Just one more double. Just double it one more time. Take your pick, because here's the harsh truth. Buying crypto, oh, it's super easy. I like that coin. Ape into it now. Buy, buy, buy. Selling before the next bear market, that's the tricky part. 90% of investors will get super mega wrecked. What we had, the crash earlier this year, was just a soupçon, a little teaser, if you will. I don't want you to be the person who loses all your money. The euphoria will steal your profits if you don't make a plan right now. So I'm going to share an exact plan that you need, every crypto investor needs, to be able to make money in this market, because this is the difference between walking away with life-changing gains or round-tripping your profits back to zero. If you don't want to be a statistic, if you don't want your story to be, well, I rode the bull up and still ended up broke, then keep watching. The biggest lie that you can tell yourself as a crypto investor is just one more pump, then I'll sell. You're not a market wizard. You're not a genius in a bull run. It's just a bull run. Remember, you've got a lizard brain. Your emotions can either make or break you. So let's talk about what actually works in terms of saying, okay, now's the time when I need to sell. Technical indicators. We'll try to obviously share this with you here on the channel, but if you can look at these things yourself and analyze it yourself, you're gonna be way farther ahead. These are the cold, hard facts that don't care about your feelings or your vibe. These indicators will help you walk away while you're still winning. While most investors are glued to the price charts thinking that's going to keep going up forever, the smartest investors are watching the money itself. Bitcoin, for example, tends to follow the M2 money supply, which is the amount of cash and liquid assets in the global economy, with about a 3-month lag on average. If M2 is rising, risk assets like Bitcoin are likely to gobble up some of that money. If M2 starts to fall, that is a sign, your early warning signs. Remember, there's a 3-month lag period. That is your sign that, you know what, maybe it's time to take some money off the table. Watch for invalidation signs of the uptrend. Track it, watch the shift. Bitcoin dominance, another good one. When Bitcoin dominance begins to fall under 50%, it's not actually the bullish sign you think it is. It's a red flag. It means retail's back, risk appetite is running through the roof, degens are aping into every other coin, things are getting frothy. You have to start thinking about taking money off the table. Trying to time the exact top here is a fool's errand. Just get out with as much as you can. Imagine yourself in one of those machines where they're blowing around money in the fan. Just get every bit you can because you have a limited amount of time to get it. Just aim to be the one who cashes out where everyone else is still pushing all in their chips at the casino table. To help you out, this is where you can start stacking these technical indicators with sentiment signals. When the fear and greed index is over 75, that's extreme greed territory. You don't need to wait for 95, although that's probably a pretty high greed reading in the market and probably a big signal like, whoa, sit back, think about taking some money off the market. It hit 95 in February 2021. But Bitcoin didn't top until November that year when the index was just 79. And actually Bitcoin didn't top until about a month later, and altcoins not until around late April or early May. So it's not a perfect signal. It's an indicator to say, hey, pay attention. Other things like crypto apps topping the App Store charts is another signal that actually has surprising accuracy. On October 29th, 2021, Coinbase is number 1, Cash App was number 5, Crypto.com is number 7, Bitcoin topped around 10 days later. Right now, Bitcoin is making new all-time highs without crypto apps trending higher. Back in December, we saw those crypto apps trend high right around the time that the price of Bitcoin topped. So while we're not at euphoria right now with the prices the way they are, it will hit eventually, and you'll need to be ready. Watch the app rankings. It's a good indicator of retail rushing in. But let's get one thing straight. If you don't have a plan for your profits, the market will have no problem taking them back from you. It's very good at that. Now, some of you might even be afraid that, if I get profits, I'm gonna have to pay taxes. What if I told you there was a way to do crypto without all the tax drama, without having to move to Dubai? Well, shout out to today's sponsor, ITRUST. If you want a way to have tax-efficient crypto trading, we're talking to 1,000 trades without hitting a single taxable event. That's pretty big, right? You need to check out what the guys over at iTrust are doing. They allow you to trade all the big coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Dogecoin, whatever you want to trade. And you're going to keep a lot more of your profits because guess what? You're wrapping it in a crypto IRA. So a 401k or whatever other retirement program you might have, or they can help you start a new one as well to have you do crypto without the tax bullshit. Well, you still have to do tax bullshit, I guess, but wrapping it in a 401k. But the critical part is that your tax bill is going to really thank you for it later on, okay? They're the biggest IRA provider in crypto, most coins, most volume, most assets under management, and they even allow you to do in-kind withdrawals so you can actually put those coins in your pocket in the future. They do a big partnership with Kitco, so you can buy physical gold and silver if you want to diversify your funds out, your winnings out. Pretty cool stuff. It's a great service. If you want to see if it's the right service for you or just learn more about what they're doing, you'll find a link down below here in the description. Click on that link and you can get a $100 sign-up bonus when starting your account. Go check it out. Back to selling. You see, the biggest reason investors don't hit the sell button is because you've got no urgency, no clarity, no purpose. And I'll tell you this, top of the market is not some guy standing around going, everybody sell here perfectly. It's not the way it works. It's chaos. If your profits are just floating in limbo and not tied to some kind of real goal, you'll keep chasing until poof, they're all gone. You need to anchor your profits to something that matters to you, whether it's paying off that credit card debt, buying your first home, finally quitting your 9-to-5, paying for your kids' college, getting your dream car, whatever it might be. Decide what it is, decide the amount of money that you're gonna need, be realistic, write it down. Then you'll need to divide your profits into 3 clear buckets so you know exactly what you're walking away with. And look, don't come for me on this one, okay? I don't make the rules. You guys can move to Dubai if you want, but your first bucket needs to be the tax bucket. Either you got ITRUST, you move to Dubai, or you're paying a damn tax, okay? So as soon as you hit the sell button on your crypto, you've probably just triggered a taxable event. So know exactly how much tax you will owe, or risk thinking that you made more than you really did, or even worse, risk losing it all and still owing all the damn taxes. Then you need a stability bucket. You'll most likely want to park a portion of your profits into stablecoins. This is your dry powder for the next crash, or just your safety net for the what ifs of life. Only then can we start talking about your freedom bucket. This is your goal. This is your kid's college fund. This is your new home. That goal you wrote down just a second ago. The reason you're doing this in the first place. What are you even here for? Okay, if it's just to accumulate more, to have whatever bullshit, watches and first class flights, whatever, you're doing it wrong, man. You need to buy freedom and time. When your profits have a purpose, you'll stop gambling them away because you didn't come this far just to round trip it back to zero. Give your money direction, give your money purpose, and it'll make it easier. Emotion otherwise will give it one for you later that may not be a good one. Now that you've got your sell signals and your profit buckets in place, here's how to actually walk away with more than you started with. So don't wait for every signal to flash with red warning signs. Some will lead, some will lag. So you need to sell in stages. Forget trying to sell the exact top. It's a fantasy. You're probably not going to do it. In fact, the chances of you doing it are so infinitesimally small, why even think about it? Instead, use a staggered exit strategy. You want to dollar cost average out of the market the same way you dollar cost averaged in, slowly and strategically. Start with your riskiest bags. Altcoins pump the hardest. They also crash the hardest. They crash the fastest. So as euphoria builds, start trimming your portfolio back from the bottom up. Low caps and meme coins, those are the ones that you want to start cutting back first, even if they're pumping. Good, they're pumping, fantastic, means you're selling at a profit. These coins are high risk, low liquidity, and the exit doors get real small, real fast on them. And it's better to exit on strength, not on desperation. Next, trim your mid caps. Momentum's gonna fade at some point. Watch for those like weekly MACD crossover, even daily MACD crossovers as early indications. Lock in your Ethereum profits when the altcoin market's peaking out. 10 days after the Coinbase app's #1, or whatever it might be. Find that chart on TradingView, search others. Bitcoin is the last because it's the most resilient. But even BTC won't save you in a full-blown market meltdown. So for example, you might want to sell 10 to 20% of your portfolio every time a major sell signal flashes or at some kind of key resistance levels. You're not trying to guess tops here. You're trying to manage your risk, manage your exits. This strategy will keep you in the game longer, reduce your emotions, reduce your stress, and lock in real gains consistently. Because the goal isn't just to get rich on paper, it's to get rich in reality. Okay, and I know what you're thinking, but Lark, if I don't perfectly time the top, I'm not gonna get as much money as I could have. Yes, it's true. But guess what? That fallacy keeps 99% of the people at the table rolling the dice long after the casino shut down. The guys who just said, you know what, every time I get a win, I'm gonna take the win. Those guys walk away with their wife and their kids. They're sailing the Caribbean. They got the nice car. They got their house paid off. They're living the life. They got their freedom. They got their time. So ask yourself the question, what are you doing here? Do you want the freedom, the time, the happiness, or do you want to be glued to your screen rolling the dice 24/7 for the next 20 years of your life? It's an interesting question. Answer it. Thanks for watching.